The Way Back, a movie directed by Gavin O'Connor, the same director of Warrior, which I'm a huge fan of. From the start, I got really excited to see this one, especially because I've been hearing a lot of good things about Ben Affleck's acting. And everything I've heard about this guy confirms this is by far his best performance of all time for sure. He's incredibly splendid, and it's a performance that feels authentic and in some way reticent. He's not trying hard, and for that reason it feels way more genuine than I was expecting. He plays Jack Cunningham, a guy that was a basketball legend at his school, but he chose to walk away from it, forfeiting his future. Today, as life went by, he has issues with alcohol, but when he's called to train the same basketball team that he once played on, he's faced with a new challenge that might be good for his future. His character is constantly in pain, very defensive and at some point in denial. It's a harsh take on loneliness, isolation and how a person can get out of it and move on with his life. Honestly, I thought this was a heartfelt and powerful movie that story-wise feels more real than others in the same genre. It took me off guard when I looked at the runtime at a certain point, where I thought it was going to end. But then the film continues presenting a lot of plot points that I really didn't expect. So this was already a kinda dark film in terms of tone, seeing a guy dealing with alcoholism and how it affects him in a daily basis. But out of nowhere, it digs deeper on the reasons why he got to this point. At first, I found it to be a bit forced, but it worked. It turned the film in a completely different one. It could have been handled in different ways, for sure, but it was really thoughtful. And again, I can't stop praising how Ben Affleck carries this film all the way through until the end. This guy is an excellent actor, and despite my hope on Robert Pattinson as Batman and loving what Christian Bale did in the past, I feel that with the right material, Affleck could have been an excellent Bruce Wayne in a Batman solo movie. The first problem that I have with this movie is the lack of silence in powerful scenes. In my opinion, they used the score way too much in moments where the lack of it would have been a lot more effective for us to comprehend the characters' emotions. Sometimes in a film with drama elements, silence is a strong weapon because silence is what I'd call the worst lie ever created. We're never in silence, in fact, our feelings are always loud and clear in our heads. So while translating pain in a movie, there isn't a better way than the lack of any music in the background. Of course it's important in a movie, but placed at the right time, and here I felt that it wasn't needed in a lot of scenes. Another problem is that the first acts could have been different in terms of structure. Until a certain point, I could see it from a mile away where it's going. And the dynamic between the characters didn't felt as fleshed out as I wanted to. But nevertheless, this is a strong drama with a breathtaking performance, and I really enjoyed watching it. Not so good to my mental state, but I like to experience this type of film once in a while. I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. Have you seen it? Let me know your thoughts on it. If you like my content, subscribe for more in the future. See you guys.